YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1253. That's right, episode number 1253 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli. The Walking with Purpose live edition, live today from Red Morton Park once again. Love this park. It's the park I grew up playing Little League Baseball at, and AYSO Soccer, American Youth Soccer Organization. Today's topic, I've got it written down here because it's a long one. Today's topic is when drama creators shift to positivity, it doesn't fuel the dopamine rush the audience craves. One more time. When drama creators shift to positivity, it doesn't fuel the dopamine rush the audience craves. Well, before we get to that, I hope you've all had a great day. It's been a wonderful day for my lady Dawn and I. Dawn spent the day talking with part of the executive team, with Sandra and Tia. They talked for quite some time. We're all going to be talking tomorrow, and that'll include ODN, myself, Sandra, Tia, and my lovely lady Dawn. In this case, I saved the best for last. Obviously, my lady, to me, is the most important. Everyone's important on the team, but, she's my lady, But, today was a very productive day. I did a live stream from the studio earlier today, and this is regarding my upcoming court case, the first hearing of the court case this Friday, February 6th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, where I'm at. It'll be held via Microsoft Teams. And I did a stream earlier today to pretty much share the latest. If you would like to know more, it is a stream before this one. And besides that, I've just been doing some final prepping for the hearing, and everything is right on track. Let me wait for some people to pass on by. Been doing some final prep, and everything is right on track. So, I'm not going to get into extreme detail. I just want to share the effect of what I saw today. I saw a community posting on a YouTuber's channel regarding a positive thing that happened for them. And they shared that with their audience. And after 30 plus minutes of it being posted, it had 0 engagement. I don't count likes as engagement. I count comments as engagement. Because likes can be artificially inflated very easily through many accounts, right? And I was sitting there and thinking to myself, why would such a positive posting not get any engagement? Now, there may be some engagement now, but it's probably very minimal, right? But at that time, there was no engagement. Why would that not get any engagement? It's because the audience of that creator is not conditioned to that type of content. Give me a second here. I'm passing by some people. The audience is not conditioned. The audience is not conditioned to that type of content, right? They're conditioned to, fast-paced, emotionally charging, outrage type of content, drama content, right? Talking about people, attacking people, calling people out on things, whether they're true things or not, right? When you're a creator that creates drama content and pretty much most, if not all, of your engagement comes from outrage, when you post something positive about yourself, what do you expect to happen? Yeah, you may get a few people that comment and say, hey, congratulations, or I'm happy for you, or whatever, right? But are you going to get the same pile-on engagement when you're attacking someone or talking smack about someone, right? And that's why I've always said to the people that create drama content, it is not sustainable long term for many reasons. I won't get into those today. I've gotten into it before. Forget about even the platform enforcement and what you have to deal with regarding YouTube enforcing community guidelines in terms of service on channels that are harassing people, bullying and harassing people, are putting out hateful and abusive content, right? Or other things, right? Forget about that. After a while, even for a creator that is running a channel like that, even their own cup starts to deplete, right? Their own cup is not being filled anymore as it was initially, because when you run a drama channel, you run it in cycles, right? And the very apparent and guaranteed thing for every drama cycle is that it stops and ends. Drama cycles are not something that lasts forever, right? Just like, some people consider what's been happening to me out here on this platform by the person that I'm suing in my circuit civil case. Some people, on that end, consider me a drama channel, which I'm not, right? And that cycle to them has been drama, right? It's been a drama cycle to them. To me, I've been trying to get it to stop for years, which is why I finally ended up suing the head of the snake in that group in court. Because the cycle was not ending. I've always wanted it to end. They've never wanted it to end, especially the leader, right? And so we're in court, and that cycle is going to end, right? It's not sustainable long term. But even if you can get it to last for a while, all right, I'm going to wait for these people to pass. Even if you get it to last for a while, it eventually starts to take a toll on you, because most drama creators are performing. And most drama creators, while they may have their own issues regarding stability, mentally, emotionally, etc., in my opinion, right? They're a little bit more stable than the people that support them. So I can say they're a little bit more grounded than the people in their audience, right? But after a while, it starts to take a toll on these creators to keep feeding that audience what they want, to keep them around, to keep getting donations and getting paid, right? It becomes a very exhausting cycle. It really does. And I've seen some drama creators try to make the shift from drama to regular content, and their numbers diminish by 80 plus percent. Their donations and revenue diminishes by 80 plus percent. So what ends up happening? They miss the dopamine rush of the large crowd and the big bucks, or the bigger bucks, and they reach right back for that dopamine hit by going right back to good old trusty drama and outrage, right? And I've always said, and I'll say it again, in life, online and offline, you have two choices. You can live a life of drama, or you can live a healthy life. I don't consider living a life of drama, even as a drama content creator online, I don't consider that healthy. It is not healthy. And I'll tell you what I've seen over the years on how it's made people that were healthy very unhealthy. I've seen people on YouTube start to drink excessively to be able to keep the drama going because they know if they stop, they lose the audience, they lose the money, right? I've seen these people gain a lot of weight and become unhealthy in that way. I've seen their attitude shift, right? I've seen these people severely decline in every way you can think of, right? And you would think after a while, when these people start to decline, they would start to shift gears into something more positive and continue focusing on something more positive, even though all right, we are back live. We are back live. Hey, babe, can you send me a text? Let me know if you can hear me and see me clearly. Let me know. Send me a text. You can bypass my my do not disturb. I thought somebody, one of those kids, was going to come up and try to say something ridiculous. Thank you, babe. Got it. Appreciate it. Thank you. So, I mean, you would think that those creators would just stop fueling the outrage and stop ruining themselves more than they already have because they want to keep the drama cycle going, right? The drama cycle that's got them drinking alcohol excessively, that's gained them excessive unhealthy levels in weight, that's completely affected their emotions and how they see themselves. Like I've seen these people severely decline, right? And again, they've tried to do regular content, but they don't focus on it long enough to the point of where it actually pans out for them, just like what I'm doing. I'm not a drama channel. I don't have a drama audience, and I don't get drama numbers. So my numbers are typically lower. But I keep going, and slowly but surely, things are growing. And they're growing with the right people that are going to be sustainable long term and more real, genuine, loyal support. Drama supporters are not loyal to the creators. They're loyal to the outrage. They're loyal to the dopamine hit. They're loyal to any creator, again, that gives them that dopamine rush, right? But a lot of these drama creators like to call that, I have lots of support, it's real support, and blah, blah, blah. It's not. The moment you stop giving them that dopamine rush is the moment that they're gone, right? And then you have to keep focusing on doing something that you really don't want to do. Because anyone who's normal and reasonable would rather create something that comes from their heart and their soul, something that can help people and benefit people in a loving, caring, and productive way, right? Most people want to do that, and they want to get traction doing that because that's creating something you can call your own. That's creating something original, right? Babe, I'm probably not going to be able to read that because I can't be on two screens at once. I'll do my best. I'll go offline a little bit and I'll try to read what you sent me through a text as your quote. Thank you, babe. I appreciate the effort regardless. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm someone that made the decision last year, along with my team here at the GNA, to no longer feed the outrage loop. Now, was I feeding the outrage loop intentionally in the past? Was my team doing it intentionally? No, we were doing it without even realizing it, which is exactly what drama creators want. They want to suck you in without you even realizing that you're sucked in, because then they can keep you around longer. Then they can keep exploiting you longer and keep getting what they want from you longer, right? And until you realize what really matters, it's never going to stop, because it first has to stop deep within you, even if the other people that are coming at you don't stop. You have to come to that realization in your head. And I've gotten there. So has my lady Dawn. So have our executives, right? And many other people here at the GNA. And I want to come out publicly and say I'm very proud of all of the executives. I'm also proud of all the regular members and standard moderators. Proud of you folks. And what I am most thankful and grateful for, more than anything, is the fact that many of you have stood by me and my work out here and the work of the GNA. Even in the days when I went by Coach Eli, I still have the Coach Eli brand. I could bring it back anytime. I'm just choosing to not use it right now. That may change. You never know. But to those of you that have stood by me, it's not a whole lot of people, but there are a decent amount. There's a decent small amount of people, a good maybe 10 to 15 people that have been around through thick and thin. I greatly appreciate you all. Dawn, obviously, has been around and has been loyal. Obviously, she's my lady. Sandra Palacio has been around for 8+ years, very dedicated. Tia, for the last 2+ years. Thank you, Tia, for everything. Not even just your very generous donations, but just your kindness and your heart and soul and your dedication to supporting the truth of all matters. I know it matters to you. And even ODN, he's been extremely loyal over the years. And him and I had some differences, not because we actually disagreed on anything. It's because it was hard to explain some things to ODN. It was hard to explain some things to ODN that he now sees hands-on and knows exactly why I was handling those things the way I was. And I'm glad that we have that friendship back again, ODN. And I'm grateful for your support. You have helped me, ODN, in more ways than I can count on my hands and toes. And you have made some generous donations too. Same with you, Sandra, and same with everyone else. But it's not even about the donations. It's your loyalty, ODN, regarding the principle of the matter, regarding getting justice for things that no one deserves to go through. And for that, I'm very, very grateful and thankful for you and your friendship. You know, to a certain extent, I think every human being wants to have a dopamine rush every now and then. I get it. I'm the same way. We're all the same way. You know, we all react in similar ways to certain outrageous situations. Some of us more so than others. Some of us can handle it better than others because we've dealt with so much ridiculous outrage. We've dealt with so many people trying to intentionally upset us as their product of content, like people have made me the product of their content, right? And, you know, I've just learned through many mistakes on how to handle these situations better to the point of where I don't need that dopamine rush to feel better. When I was first doing this on YouTube many years ago, been doing it for 8 years. The first 2-3 years I did this, I was doing exactly the same thing without even realizing it that these drama creators do. I would go live all day, every day. I would go live in the middle of the night for 4, 6, 8 hours at a time. I'd bring people on the panel, and all we would do is talk shit about other people. And you know what? It gave me a dopamine high. It made me feel important. It made me feel better about myself. If I'm going to talk about it, I'm talking about it from personal experience. And then I started to realize, after doing that for 2 to 3 years, I was wasting a lot of time. I wasn't moving my business forward. I wasn't staying true to my vision. What I was doing was babysitting people that are grown adults that have difficulty regulating their emotions through normal, proper ways of self-love. And they need YouTube drama to do that. And I was providing that to them. When I started to realize what I was actually providing compared to what I'm here to do, that clearly redefined where I needed to go. And for years, because once you get caught in the drama loop, whether it's intentional or not, and for me it was unintentional, it's really hard to get out, because when you're even unintentionally sucked into a drama group, there are many creators. And if you can successfully get 7 out of the 10 of those creators to stop bugging you or making you their drama content, there are always going to be 3 others that keep it going. It seems like it never stops. It's like a plague, right? Remember the Black Plague? Long time ago, back in the days, right? And now, they have vaccines for all that, right? But think of it as the Black Plague without a vaccine, right? That's what happens when you get involved with one of these drama groups, intentionally or unintentionally. And again, for me, it was unintentional. All I wanted to do was collaborate with people and help people better their lives personally and professionally through their dating and romantic relationships to their marriage and stuff, and business-wise too. Whether they're working for someone else, like in the corporate world, or small business owner, or becoming a self-employed entrepreneur like I've been for the last 15 plus years. I think, what has it been, 17 years now that I've been an entrepreneur? That's all I ever wanted to do. I went out looking to collaborate with people, and I found people that I thought were decent. I always vet people very well. And some of the people that I vetted were coming up pretty decent. And then I realized it was all a front. And I realized that they were doing YouTube longer than me, and they knew how to exploit people on YouTube for profit and content, right? For content and profit, right? And when it started happening to me, at first I had no idea what was going on. And I couldn't get it to stop no matter what. And it was intense, and it was massive. There was a massive audience There was literally an audience of 200 plus people where creators would go live in this group. They would massively commercially exploit my content, rebroadcast me as I'm going live, etc., right? Take things about me way out of context, defame my character, you name it. Whatever they could do to keep that audience around, keep them emotionally outraged, and keep them donating lots of money based on keeping them emotionally outraged and anchored to my content, which keeps them emotionally outraged, right? They've been conditioned by these creators to keep this going, right? But again, like I said, drama goes in cycles. Drama groups, they come and go. They rise and fall like the sea, right? And I'm coming out here tonight to say that anyone can make this shit at any time. They can say, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. And here's the thing. It's one thing to say that you don't do drama anymore, or, you're not as vile as you used to be or whatever. And it's another thing to actually not do it. Because here's the thing. When you look at these drama creators that have been doing it for years, and now they're saying that they're trying to get out of it, right? They're trying to shift gears and be more of a genuine creator, right? It's not about what they say. It's about what they do. Because part of the outrage loop is these drama creators making promises to decent people like me and then intentionally not keeping those promises, so we react and call them out, saying that they're a liar and they're a hypocrite and all that, and then that keeps the back and forth going. Like I've always said in the past, a lot of these drama creators are intentional hypocrites because they know what to say to constantly get whoever they want to react to them to react. In this case, it used to be me, because I've been the primary source of fuel for these creators' audience and revenue, right? It's never too late to do the right thing. It's never too late to realize what you're really doing to yourself, right? I've seen in these drama groups, there are a lot of people that go in there and they're just going along with whatever the agenda is of that drama creator because they want to fit in, right? The interesting part is they always just agree with the creator, but they never ever say why they agree, right? It's interesting that they never go into detail on why they agree with the creator. They just agree and leave it at that, which is telling me, I don't know if they really agree or not, because when I agree with someone, if I agree with something someone says, this is what I do. I say, or let me give you a better example. If I'm talking with my lady and I say, hey, babe, I agree with what you just said. And the reason why I agree is because you're right. This is how I actually feel about it, independent of you. We just happen to agree on it. We feel the same way about it. See, I give a reason. Any normal human being, whenever they share an opinion, even when they agree with someone, human beings have a natural tendency to rationalize their agreement. Now, sometimes, it may be warranted to say, yeah, I agree with you, man. You're right. I agree with you, right? But see, then you're saying you're right. I agree with you. You're right. Right? On most things that make sense to the whole world, saying I agree with you, right? Yeah, okay, that would work. But when you have these drama creators just making things up that are sketchy to the average everyday individual, and you have a group of their audience that's seeking acceptance and relevance and validation, and they just agree to agree, and they don't give a reason why. That's the reason why they don't give a reason, because they're just there to agree. These are what you call yes people, like yes, yes ma'am, and yes sir, right? These are people that are struggling, in my opinion, so much internally that anyone that accepts them or makes them feel important for whatever reason, they just go along with their agenda, right? That is the truth of the matter. It is. And it's not healthy, and it's not getting them anywhere. Now, over the years, I've seen people that have been in the audience of drama creators for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And after 3 or 4 or 5 or sometimes 6 years, it takes that long, they realize what's going on. They realize they're being used just as another number in their YouTube live stream chats, just as another person that's paying them money. People realize that, right? They realize that they were used over something that has zero substance at all. Has no substance at all, I mean. Has zero substance, right? When people start to realize internally that there's zero substance to what they were supporting, then they have a wake-up call. They have a reality check. And typically that's when they start to check out. But here's the other problem. A lot of these drama creators get anchored to their audience. They get emotionally anchored and emotionally attached to their audience. They get used to them being there. They get used to their commentary. They get used to especially their large donations. And when someone gets up and walks away after they've been actively donating and supporting, okay, it makes that creator feel like they're being abandoned. This is what I've seen. I've seen creators massively overreact when this happens. I mean, anyone can legitimately walk away from supporting any creator at any time, and it shouldn't be a big deal. It should be, hey, I understand. Best of luck to you. You're welcome back anytime. That's the way you do it. That's a mature, respectful, and professional way to do it. But a lot of these drama creators, they get internally triggered because they themselves typically have some kind of abandonment or emotional issues, right? And then what they do is twofold. They legitimately are upset and hurt and want to retaliate legitimately, but at the same time, they also know outrage sells. So they take their actual feelings and amplify them times 10. And they go off on that person for like a week straight, fueling more and more and more and more outrage and leading the remaining audience members to believe that someone in their group that was just like them and a part of them just a few days ago is the biggest POS on the planet now. Right? I got to tell all of you, and listen, you don't have to listen to me. I don't expect anyone to listen to me. But I understand patterns, and I've seen these patterns. And I can tell all of you that are a part of a drama group, you are disposable. And you will be disposed when you're not of use in the way the creators you support are feeling you're useful to them. And that's really sad. And that's really sad. And I've seen it happen many, many times over the years. I've seen these drama cycles: lather, rinse, and repeat, lather, rinse, repeat, lather, rinse, repeat, lather, rinse, repeat, right? And a lot of these creators, especially the men, but women do it too, but men, they do it to women even worse than women do it to men, because these men prey on women's emotions and their vulnerabilities. A lot of these men, they love bomb these women at the door. Figuratively speaking, love bomb them at the door. They go to their channel and they're made to feel like they're the most special person on the planet. It's called love bombing, if you haven't heard it, right? And that's how they suck you in. They make you feel like, wow, I just showed up here and already I feel like I'm the Queen of England or something like that, right? I feel so special. I feel like I'm getting the red carpet treatment, right? That's the purpose. They're trying to make you feel that way, so they're able to gain your trust very quickly and then start to condition you into what they need you for, right? Part of the conditioning starts with the love bombing. Once they have you sucked in with the love bombing, they condition you into donating. And if you don't donate, they get mad. If you don't show up, they're like, how come you're not here? Oh, go ahead. It's okay. Yeah, these e-bikes we have nowadays are just, it's crazy. They pop out of nowhere. You can't go to the park right now without having to look around you like you would in a parking lot where there are cars, because there are e-bikes that are being ridden in the park. So it's like you almost can't get a break, regardless of where you go or what you do. It's just the way the world is. We're all learning to adapt to it, right? I want to take this moment also to mention that, I've been talking with the G&A executive team, and we've been talking about restructuring our content a little bit, changing some things up. The underlying structure is probably not going to change much. The underlying structure probably isn't going to change much. But there are going to be some things that are going to be tweaked just a little bit, because we've been testing some things out and they seem to be working for us. And we're not talking about the numbers. The numbers are going to fluctuate, and part of the process of restructuring our content means we're going to have less live viewers, less views overall, etc., right? But what we're doing right now is setting ourselves up for a bigger and brighter future. Do we know when that will be? No, but we want to start heading down that road sincerely. And that's what we've tried to do here over the last several years. And if you're new here, over the last several years, between 2024, 2025, and now in 2026, I put in a lot of time and effort into practically bulletproofing the G&A. Like I've mentioned many times recently and in the past, we now finally got our registered trademark back that we lost years ago over a clerical error by me. We have our USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office, trademark. We also have a trademark registered with the California Secretary of State office as well. We don't really need it. I got it because I got it before the main big one that covers all 50 states and U.S. territories as well. I will be renewing the state one as well too, just to have it. It just looks good to have it. We're a limited liability company. We have been now for about a year and a half or so, maybe a little bit longer. We have a fictitious business name. I have it, Elias Melas, DBA, Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. We've taken a lot of protective measures to put things in place. And this doesn't happen overnight, folks. It doesn't happen overnight. This has been a 2+ year process that I said 2+ years ago. This is what I'm going to focus 2024 and 2025 on. We got it all done, and here we are in 2026. And now, this is about getting our message out there and being able to reach the right people that would best benefit from what we do. And in order to do that, we have to make some changes. We can't keep doing things that either unintentionally or intentionally tie us to drama groups, because it doesn't work for our business model. It doesn't work for our YouTube channels. Now, we know that we made a lot of friends that are supposedly, in the realm of creating drama content, right? And some of those people we will always respect and we will always love. But at the same time, if these people that are our friends cannot respect our boundaries and behave in non-drama ways on our channels, then unfortunately we have to do what any normal, successful business owner would do in that position. I've said it before many times, I'll say it again. Sometimes in life, you have to remove bad seeds to protect everyone else, right? Let me put it in a perspective in a way that I think everyone will understand, okay? When you have a serial killer out there, the police are looking to capture that serial killer so he doesn't kill anyone else, and so that no one else in the areas of where the serial killer is around and could be potentially dangerous, no one else in those areas should have to worry, right? In essence, you find the target, you restrain them, you arrest them, you incarcerate them, and that way they're no longer a threat, right? It's the same concept here on YouTube, especially with people that are moderators. But with one little twist. Some people that create drama content are decent people and are people that we love and appreciate and respect. but that does not excuse their behavior when they're coming around other people's channels. What people do on their own channels is one thing. Now, I still even think what some people do on their own channels is extreme, could get their channels shut down. And a lot of these people have been shut down many times. They just keep coming back. And they don't care, right? Even people that we care for, right? They've had channels shut down and they don't care. They just keep coming back, right? When you have friends like that, it's not that you want to say, hey, I want nothing to do with you anymore. You're causing me problems when you're on my channel, chatting in the chat with a mod wrench. It's not that we want to do that, right? But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, if those people, those types of people were actual friends, and you've warned them many times that you don't want that on your channel, right, in many ways, through email, through videos, live streams, postings, right, and they've gotten the message. If they continue to disrespect your message, whether directly or indirectly, it really leaves you with no choice, right? It leaves you with no choice to have to, at the very least, start to even moderate your own moderators, right? And if it keeps getting worse, then permanent removal, right? And then what happens when you do the right thing in those situations to protect your business and your brand and your channels and all that, right? Then those people go back to their channels and talk shit about you for as long as people continue to show up in their chats to fuel the dopamine rush, not only by the creator and people on their panel to the audience, but from the audience feeding the dopamine right back to the creator, right? See, these dopamine rushes, these dopamine cycles within these drama groups are fed two ways. Not just from the creator to the audience, but from the audience to the creator. And they all self-regulate off of it, right? And they all validate each other that their behavior is normal. And if you're a part of that group, even if you were able to get along with these people, and they're decent people for the most part, the moment you have to set a boundary with them regarding how you want them to behave in your house, and they don't like that, then they go and they turn everyone else in their chat against you, and that further creates that dopamine cycle for them and their audience. And then they're like, oh, well, we don't like Eli anymore because the creator we follow doesn't like them. We don't like what he did to our creator. What did I do? What did I do? I basically made a boundary that I've always had. I started to enforce my boundaries after giving many warnings. So I'm supposed to allow people to disrespect me, right? There is no loyalty in a drama group. There is no loyalty to the drama group because the purpose of a drama group is not for loyalty. The purpose of a drama group is so everyone in that group can self-regulate, so everyone in that group can feel that dopamine rush, that constant dopamine rush. And so everyone in that group can continue to validate each other between the creator and the audience and vice versa. It's a vicious cycle, right? It's really hard to understand. Why do I understand it? I've lived it on this platform for the last 8 years. And I can speak on it with such clarity to the point of where somebody new could listen to this once or twice or 3 times and fully understand it, at least by the 3rd time. Repetition is the mother of skill, right? Good moderators protect the creator when knowing that silence is better than speaking. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Actually, I think I'm still here. Good moderators protect the community by knowing when silence is safer than speaking and choosing the channel's safety over ego. Good moderators protect the community by knowing when silence is safer than speaking and choosing the channel's safety over ego. Babe, did you hear all that? Because I was able to kind of split screen for a second. Can you let me know if you heard that? I want to make sure that went through. You can send me a text message, please. Thank you, babe. Now I know how to do it. Now I know how to do it on these streams with no chat. I'm very proud of my Lady Dawn. I'm very proud of Sandra and Tia. I'm very proud of you, ODN. Now, ODN, I know that we haven't talked. I mean, you did send me a few screenshots the other day. Thank you for that. We haven't talked in a little bit, and we'll talk tomorrow. I know you're probably a little bit confused regarding some things that have transpired over the last several days, but it'll be cleared up tomorrow. It'll be cleared up tomorrow, and you'll have a better understanding. You know, I got to tell you, I'm really enjoying these very peaceful streams without any chaos. I don't have to worry about any chaos or anything. I can just run my show, you know. And we're working on finding that happy medium. And we're going to share more with you folks. I'm thinking Friday or Saturday of this week, we're going to share more with you folks regarding our plans for the future here at the GNA. Nothing's going to structurally change. Some things are just going to be enhanced and made better and handled a little bit differently, but the core aspect of everything is not going to change. Because, you know what, I'm one, as are many others. I don't really like change. Who does? No one likes change, but change is inevitable, right? And the truth of the matter is, we do need to make some changes here. We do need to make some changes here, but how we go about those changes matters. And, you know, I'm really, you know, listening to my team. We don't always agree. Sometimes we have our moments, but at the end of the day, I very greatly and deeply respect what my team says. Sometimes I don't get it right, sometimes they don't get it right, but as a team, we figure out the right thing to do at the end of the day every time. And if what we've tried initially wasn't good enough or didn't work, then we go back to the drawing board and we continue doing our best to try to figure it out. I can't ask for a better team than that. I've had my moments, and I've overreacted at times. I think we all have. I'm not trying to make any excuses. There is no excuse. Right? I've overreacted at times, even to my own team. And I apologize for that. I apologize for that because I have my moments too. And I've been dealing with a lot of pressure regarding a lot of things. Not only lately, but for quite some time, especially out here on YouTube, the platform I love so much and the platform where I really want to take this business to the next level. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing this more than anyone could ever imagine. Just for doing it. I don't need to make money every single time to enjoy doing something. I don't need to have drama to feel that dopamine rush out here. I don't need the biggest audience to feel validated and to feel secure and to feel happy, right? I'm one that's happy with what I've got right now. And we're going to keep building on it slowly but surely. But no matter how long it takes or how much work it is to grow slowly but surely, and it's going to be a long and painful process, but no matter how long it takes and how painful it is, we're going to keep going. Because the only thing that matters is that here at the GNA, we love what we do here more than any amount that money can buy anything or otherwise. We do it solely on the fact that we love doing it. We love helping people. We believe in people. But I'll wrap up by saying this. In order to believe in other people and to be able to help other people, you've got to learn to finally learn, as I got older in life, what the most important aspect of that is. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to have self-love and self-respect and self-appreciation. Even when the chips are down, even when things aren't going your way, even when you feel like the walls are closing in or anything like that, or you feel boxed in or whatever, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. Keep fighting through it. Keep taking chances. Keep taking those risks. Eventually they're going to pay off. Don't let anyone ever get in the way of your success, like I've said many times before. With that being said, we are at 62 minutes. Got an errand to run real quick. Then I'm going to go home and have dinner with my lady. And I'm going to enjoy some shows. Call it a night. Tomorrow we have a meeting with the executive team. Dawn had a meeting with the ladies earlier today. She ran that as the vice president, director of operations of the GNA. And the ladies will be joining the two men tomorrow, Odian and I. We'll join Dawn, Tia, and Sandra for an overall very important executive meeting. And we'll let you folks all know more regarding what we discuss when the time is right in the near future. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone.